I'm with Cath Dodds from the PCDC in England. Now, Cath, what is PCDC?
PCDC is a small Christian charity. PCDC stands for Practical Compassion for Destitute Children in the Lands of the Bible.
And how was this organisation started?
It was started about 12 years ago by a few Christian friends who had visited the Holy Land and were concerned about the children they had met who were abandoned, orphaned, and in need of love and care.
And what do you do with the organisation?
We work through Christian organisations in the Holy Land, mainly Christian schools, and we find out about children who are in need, and we come home and we try to find sponsors for those children. 2 sponsors for each child, each paying £10 a month, which means we can give about £250 a year towards the education of those children.
Is that money vital for that child's education?
It is, yes. Many of the families we help are totally destitute. The father's out of work, the mother might be working, there's almost no income coming into that family.
What would happen to that child if they didn't have the income for their education? Would they be out of school?
They could possibly go to the government schools, but people seem to like the Christian schools best, where they get a good education, and they just, for some reason, they prefer the Christian schools. Muslim and Christian children, yeah.
Now, we're here in Bejala, and the whole area is full of children here, and there's a situation, there's a conflict in the land. Does the war affect the children here?
Yes, I think it affects the children's behaviour. There are many children severely malnourished and with many behavioural problems.
And does that act itself out within the school and within society?
Yes, I believe there are problems in the school with behaviour. And of course, if you get a child who is malnourished, they're not going to perform properly.
Are there many abused children here in the territories?
Yes, we do come across abused children occasionally from time to time.
Now, we're talking about Palestinian children. Do you help Israeli children too?
Our charity will help any child, regardless of colour or creed. It just happens at the moment all of the children we help are Palestinian and either Muslim or Christian.
And how difficult is it for children here in the Palestinian territories?
I believe it's very difficult for them. They feel like they're trapped inside a big prison camp, and they have nowhere to go, and sometimes they feel they have no hope.
Is there a big difference between Palestinian children and Israeli children?
Well, this was demonstrated to me the other day. I've been working with Palestinian children, and I visited some of them in a refugee camp, saw the children playing there, and then 2 days later I was in Tel Aviv and saw children playing on the beach, and I thought, what a contrast there for these children.
What sort of lives do children lead here?
Well, they seem to be reasonably happy, but they're just able to play in the streets, and there's nothing much for them to do.
Is there a sense of hopelessness for children, particularly when they get into their teenage years?
Yes, I think as they get older, and for the parents as well, they wonder what hope there is for the children. I met a taxi driver the other day, and he had a degree in psychology, but he couldn't get a job, so he was driving taxis, and I thought, well, that's really sad. He's worked really hard to get his education and come through university, and this is his life.
Now, when you have your sponsorship and people are able to sponsor a child, do they get contact with the children?
Yes, they can, if they wish. They can write letters, send small gifts, and we encourage the children to write back to them.
And how long have you been doing this?
I myself have been doing this for about 10 years.
And why do you do it?
I feel it's my calling. One day I said to the Lord, here I am, Lord, I'll do whatever you want me to. And I didn't realise until about 2 years down the line that this is what he called me to do.
And have you seen children's lives change over the 12 years that you've been doing it? Yes,
it's encouraging to see children that we helped when they were tiny children. Maybe their father had died and this sort of thing. And to see them now, they're working, they're studying, and some have even got married.
That must be really encouraging to see.
It is, it's very encouraging, yes.
So what's your prayer for children here in Palestinian territories and in Israel as well?
I just pray that they might get the life that all children should have, the future that all children should have, to grow up as responsible adults and just to have a really good life.
Now, one of the youth of the land is Kosta Grusko, and I sat down with him and asked him how old he was.
I'm 15 years old.
Now, you've just been away on a special trip. Where have you been?
I've been in Musalaha. I was in the north.
What is Masalaha?
Well, Musalaha is a reconciliation that gives the opportunity for Jews and Arabs to meet each other in one place and really discuss about things and meet the other cultures and their religions and stuff, and really just to meet each other.
So you're both Palestinian and Israelis together in one place?
Yeah.
Was that difficult for you to meet together with Palestinians?
Actually, not really, because I've been meeting with other Palestinians before that, and actually I have a friend, he is a Palestinian, so it wasn't a problem for me to meet them and to know them.
Is it practically very easy to meet Palestinians?
There are quite a few problems. My friend, Palestinian friend, he's living in Bethlehem. We had a big problem of coming and visiting him. The government doesn't allow Arabs to come from Bethlehem to Jerusalem, and Jews from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. We were a bit stuck there. We found a small place to meet and really to share how do we feel and discuss how is life.
What was it like for you as an Israeli meeting with Palestinians?
It was great. I mean, they have a great culture and the people are very nice. As I've seen them, I think that you can't judge a Palestinian. Through one Palestinian, you can judge all the Palestinians around. I mean, every Palestinian or every Arab is different completely. One Palestinian could be that way, extremely way, and another Palestinian could be a great blessing to your life and a great friend. So you can't really tell what Palestinian is a bad Palestinian or a good Palestinian.
So what did you do on the week away?
I've met new friends. I've learned about Palestinians, how they live there, and how is it to be a Palestinian in a country that there are racists around and there are people that doesn't accept you as you are. And I think it's a bit hard, but if you have each other, I mean, really, it was a great privilege and opportunity to meet each other in that trip, and I really could tell that I've known that the Palestinians are people as each and every one of us, and I think that they need to get as well as we get. We need to be equal in every way we do, in every step we go. Because God have made us as in His flesh, and we should be together.
So did it help you to understand the Palestinian difficulties more being on the trip?
Yes, I did, and I understand that it's not just in a racist way. The difficulties between the Arabs and the Palestinians and the Jews is in a political way as well, because we have a lot of difficulties now in Israel, between the Middle East here, with Iraq and Iran and a lot of countries around, and that makes a bit of a stress between the countries, and it affects all the citizens, and it really makes you think, should I really hate this country that we are against? Should I really think that they hate us and we don't need to be close to them or talk to them? But that's not true, because, as I said before, every person is to himself, and one can be very, very racist and very extremely about others. One can be a whole other person.
Now, I understand on the group as well you had Sudanese, and there's been a big problem here in Israel at the moment with Sudanese people coming as refugees into Israel. Did you learn anything from their culture and them as well?
Yeah, I did, actually. I've learned that they had a very, very, very hard way to come here. It was very difficult for them because they had to pass through a lot of borders, and some of them couldn't really pass, so they came back all the way to Sudan. And they have been so hard, and they told me that some of them have been shooting in Egypt because they have been Sudanese. And that really shows kind of a racist thing. It really makes them feel very hard about it, because all the way they've came to Israel, here in Israel as well, they don't have the treat that they thought that they will have. They're still living in the streets, still can't have this help that they need to require, every citizen in Israel, and it's very difficult for them, to get a job or to live a normal life with their kids. They really need some encouragement and help, because it's very difficult, because nobody's supporting them, and they really can't see a pass in their life. I mean, it just ended there, and they need something to push them, help them.
What was happening to them in Sudan?
They came to Israel because it was maybe hunger or no cash or something. They couldn't stay here because of all of those problems.
You go to school here in Jerusalem. Does the Israeli youth hate Palestinians?
It depends on what school you are, because there's some really tradition and like Jewish tradition schools that doesn't allow anybody except Jewish to come in, and that makes it big difficult for not just for the Palestinians, for everyone. And I think it really helps when it's a school that opens doors for everyone around. And lucky me that I have a school that every culture, every religion can combine in that school, because in my school we have like Arabs, Jews, Christians, even Messianic Jews, and that really just makes you feel that we can live together without having any problems or difficulties, and that's a big start for everything. For the problems between the Palestinians and Israeli, all of those small like trips or gathering around Palestinians and Jews together, it's a big start for combining between those two nations, and really let them say what they think to each other, not through a wall or not through like a gate, really face to face. Let them understand that they are equal and they have the right to live as they want.
So finally, what's your prayer as an Israeli for the Palestinian people?
So they really could combine with others, and so we could accept them as Arabs, as humans, as people that live, and so they could accept us and really live like a family, and say that we really are like that. There is more than life than just to live, because life is one thing, but when you're living it, you need to live it in the right way, and really to think of every step you make, and just give knowledge to everyone, just to know that to be like united together and not separated, because together is the best.
Okay, Kosta, thank you very much.